time now for Aging in Style with Vitale Wealth Management. Joining us now is President and Owner Joe Vitale. We appreciate you being here to join us, and also want to remind everyone you can sign up to get Joe's newsletter, Financial Vitals, all the latest in market trends, a lot of helpful information and financial news. You can just scan that QR code right now using your camera app, and that'll get you access. And today we are talking about whether or not we've hit a retirement crisis. So, you know, the Census Bureau says there are more retirement age people in the U.S. than ever before. So one of the questions is kind of, what does this mean for current and also future retirees?
Yeah, we saw a lot of it during COVID, where a lot of people had the forced retirement or said, you know, I'm out. And then so a lot of people did that. Some didn't realize they could retire or had to retire. And as a result, more people retired. So what does that mean? That means more dependence on their retirement savings. It means more people filing for Social Security. But what it also means is and a lot of these companies, these financial firms, understand that. So what they've been doing is they've been tripping over each other trying to attract all their money, in all honesty. So what does that mean, though? For retirees, what it means is there's a plethora of options for them. There are so many good, safe options. There are so many good income options. And that's the biggest thing, because a lot of the retirees don't have defined benefit programs. The pensions are gone. Some people still have them if they've been at their job for a long time, right? So pensions are still out there. But for a lot of people, they need that pension. And they understand that. So there's still some great ways to get that defined income, that predictable income, even a guaranteed income. And because interest rates are higher for longer, that's the one thing. Borrowing is not fun right now because the interest rates are so high, right? However, if you want to get a good payout, a good income stream, they've almost never been higher. So it's a great way where you can convert income or assets to income at one of the highest payouts we've ever seen. So that's the one thing to take advantage of.
Well, this impacts so many people. There are more than 60 million people today receiving Social Security. Now, we should talk about the depletion of the Social Security Trust Fund. What does this mean for our future?
It's a little scary, and we've known this for years. And unfortunately, too many kids are sitting on the sideline not working. And I have at 56 years old. I'm like, come on, get to work, kids. I paid my share in. You guys got to pay yours in. So that's hopefully what we see, because yes, we're looking at a 10-year window where we'll be technically depleted in 10 years' time. Unfortunately, we've seen it misused, we've seen misappropriations, but with everything that's going on, I'm optimistic it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, they're not going to let it go anywhere. It's going to be there, but how's it going to be paid for now? We have to see more kids coming to work and more people working into it. There's also going to be, I'm wondering how it's going to be, you know, how we have the minimum age of 62 to get Social Security, and most full retirement age is 67. So I'm wondering if we're going to start to see that be pushed back a little bit, you know, from 62 maybe to 64. I don't know. This is speculation right now. But what that means is, with that in mind, I believe it's going to be there. But I also believe that we shouldn't also just rely on Social Security. We should especially for the younger people, the writing's on the wall. You've got to work and make sure that you've got some money for your retirement. So don't rely on Social Security. I've always talked to my clients, especially 35 years ago when I was starting, I said, if it's going to be there, it's a bonus. Let's try to just plan on it not being there, and we'll be happy if it is there. Let's work on our own and make sure we got our own retirement.
Interesting. When you talk about market volatility, you know, you've mentioned it a lot. You know, how do we kind of shift and move through these dramatic times, really, if you will?
Proper diversification. We always talk about proper allocation, and everybody, oh, that's a catchword, Joe. That's wonderful. But what does it mean? What it means is having money in growth, having money in safety, having money in risk and no risk. Great examples is I have many clients who are, majority of my clients are in retirement or close to retirement. So they have to they need that expected income every month coming into their account. Well, some clients, that means $1,000, $2,000, $10,000. Well, as an example of how you shift like that, when we had, let's just call it Liberation Day, right? Remember when in April the market dropped because of all the new tariffs, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And I only had a couple calls of people really concerned. Everybody was concerned, but I said, just calm down, it's going to be fine. But the thing is we got $10,000 a month coming out of that portfolio. If I was strictly invested into stocks and the market dropped 30%, what I did is I'm not taking $10,000 out of that account. I went to my safe bucket and I pulled it from my safe bucket for my client, and I stopped that. And then when the market went back up the next month, I was able to shift it back. That's how you shift when things happen. That's how you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to have proper allocation, so when the market does correct or go back and forth, you pivot and have your safe bucket of money.
Well, and is that kind of when we talk about retirement savings held in market traded accounts, then, because they vary widely year to year, it is still a safe strategy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have to have, I'm a firm believer you have to have market-based investments. You have to have that growth. But does it mean you put all your eggs in that basket? My gosh, no. Especially the older you get, the less you should have there, because your time horizon is not there anymore. But I love to have money there, and especially if you can just peel off earnings, if you can just peel off some dividends and earnings, but you have your safe bucket of money over here, that allows this to grow. If I have your income protected, I can let this money grow without worrying.
And again, you can work with accountants and an entire team for someone. So if someone wants to start and doesn't know what to do, what's the first thing?
Give us a call. My gosh, we'll help out. We'll make sure that they're correct. As a holistic advisor, we look at everything. I look at tax planning strategies. I look at retirement. I look at legal, everything and anything. I look at long-term care. I'm all about optimizing returns, minimizing risk, but making sure that whether you're here, here's the other thing too. I got a lot of my clients, I love this. They say, I don't care about leaving a big inheritance for my kids, right? I want to live. Good for you. That you should, and I'll help you do that. But whatever is left, and if you can't spend it all, let's make sure it goes to your family tax-free and not to the government and taxes.
Gotcha.
That's the biggest thing. And if, as a holistic advisor, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to look at long-term care strategies, tax strategies, and tax efficiency, and especially and distribution after death. That's all part of it.
A lot of great information here. I want to remind you one more time, go and sign up to get those market updates and more through his newsletter, Financial Vitals. And if you want more information too, and you can reach out to him, just go to Aging in Style. It's a page on WNEM.com, and you'll get all that information there. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Chris.